The U.S. government posts record amount of budget deficit of almost $500 billion in 1 month. Where does that money come and go? It's your money. The money that you need badly is going to these crooks and criminals and they're wasting it. My name is Paymon. I'm the president of Freedom Law School at freedomlawschool.org. Let's go look at the situation, what's really going on with the American budget deficit in our government. Here you see, first of all, a comment by Ron DeSantis, okay, Florida governor, the failure of the DOGE in one sentence. Breaking news came out recently, okay, that the U.S. government has posted a record budget deficit of $432 billion with a B, right? So let's look at this. You see, this website fiscal data shows how much revenue has the U.S. government collected this year. So far here we are, it's $4.4 trillion with a T. How much has the U.S. government spent this year? Oh, $6.2 trillion. So that's already close to $2 trillion already. And here we are only in August 25th, 2026, right? Let's look at this. What is a national deficit right now? How much is the government, all the debt the federal government has incurred all this time is, like I said, $1.8 trillion. So we're on track this year for the national deficit to go up by $2 trillion. The national debt right now is just past $40 trillion. Yep, $40 trillion. And it's going to become, so $2 trillion in 1 year. For example, look at how much the budget deficit was in 1965. It was only $3.25 trillion, okay? 1985, $3.5 trillion roughly. But since then, look at that. In 2025, we're 37, and this year's already $40 trillion. I want you to work hard and pay off this debt, okay? And look at the deficit between all the different presidents. They consistently have this stuff go up. So look at this. See, now this is Joe Rogan going to be interviewing Elon Musk when they set up the DOGE to cut government waste. This little 4-minute clip is very eye-opening. You're going to want to watch this. Let's play this.
As bad as Twitter was, the federal government is much worse. So, in the case of Twitter, it wasn't a profitable company. It was like basically a break-even company, but at least it was break-even, and it had to pass an audit. The federal government is not break-even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year, and it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits. So, there's a case where, I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 billion for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 billion go, and they were like, we don't know. That was it. Basically stuff is so crazy. Only the federal government could get away with this level of waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not fraud. It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long. They've become accustomed to it.
Yeah. It's like Milton Friedman said, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know. How much are you going to care?
Right.
And that's the federal government. So they're spending someone else's money on people they don't know.
Now imagine any other business that was this badly run that complains when you want to check the books and audit it and go through all the decisions that have been made and go through all the ledgers and what did you do?
Well, the people receiving the money want to keep receiving the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes. So, but, the reason I'm putting so much effort into this is that I think it is a very dire situation. It's not it's not optional, basically. So, America's going bankrupt, so that just can't happen.
Okay, now I got another short clip also. Will be very eye-opening. Let's play that one next, and I'm going to comment some more, share with you more. Let's go ahead.
As bad as Twitter was, the federal government is much worse. So, in the case of Twitter, it wasn't a profitable company. It was like basically a break-even company, but at least it was break-even, and it had to pass an audit. The federal government is not break-even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year, and it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits. So, there's a case where, I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 billion for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 billion go, and they were like, we don't know. That was it. Basically, stuff is so crazy. It's like only the federal government could get away with this level of waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not fraud. It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long. They've become accustomed to it.
Yeah. It's like Milton Friedman said, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know. How much are you going to care?
Right.
And that's the federal government. So they're spending someone else's money on people they don't know.
Now imagine any other business that was this badly run that complains when you want to check the books and audit it and go through all the decisions that have been made and go through all the ledgers and what did you do?
Well, the people receiving the money want to keep receiving the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes. So, but, the reason I'm putting so much effort into this is that I think it is a very dire situation. It's not it's not optional, basically. So, America's going bankrupt, so that just can't happen.
The bottom line, folks, is that they are spending your money and giving it to people that don't even know. How much they're going to care when it's not even their money, it's your money, and they give it to a bunch of other strangers out there. There's literally no controls, waste, corruption. Of course, they sell it to you for, we're going to fight the bad Chinese, Russians, Irans, Iraqis, Muslims, this and that country out there. Or, the government must do something about the poor, the minorities, the disabled. The old people die and eat dog food with all this government handouts, without, Medicare, Social Security, all stuff. That's how they use your fear to rip you off and make you poorer and poorer and more dependent on government because you cannot save money for yourself, for your future as you want to. Okay? So let's get to another clip now I got here. This gentleman is from DOGE. He was one of the investigators that Elon Musk hired on. Let's see what he's got to say about government waste.
There's a vendor that we wanted to work with to build a particular system. And
when you say vendor, what do you mean?
Vendor is like Accenture, Deloitte, Booz Allen Hamilton, Leidos, Palantir. There's like a whole list of companies that are contractors that work commonly with the government. I'm sure there are thousands of them, but there are some that are bigger and more well-known than others. I think Booz Allen Hamilton gets something like 97% of their revenue from the government. Like they are like one of the quintessential vendors. The one of these that I'm talking to now, there was a previous vendor that we were using, and they were really taking advantage of the government on pricing. And so talked to one of the new vendors and said, can you do this for us, and how much would you charge? And it was a much lower rate. I think it was something like $2 million a year is what they offered. And I said, okay, great, but that's the price, right? I just want to make sure that that's going to be the price that we pay. They said, yep, we're not like those other guys. It's $2 million. And there's a couple other projects they're working on as well. The first 6 months go really well. Great. Then the contract comes up for a renegotiation. And now they want $100 million a year. And I'm asking them, I thought we talked about $2 million for this, $250,000 for that. It's like, oh, that was our pilot pricing. It's like, if I had known that you were going to raise your price arbitrarily by 20x for no reason whatsoever, I would not have agreed to this. But now we're in a position where we can't just stop because now they're in our systems. And so now there's going to have to be this whole, we're either going to come to terms with like a more reasonable price, or we're going to have to find a new one.
Yeah, this is kind of scamming that happens all the time with contractors. Heard about Palantir? Some of you heard about that? Yeah, these guys become billionaires through government contracts. In fact, I have a friend of mine in politics. He says, Payman, all the billionaires got rich on government contracts. You can become a millionaire on your own, multi-millionaire on your own, yes, but not a billionaire without government contracts, without ripping you off through the government contracts that these guys get, okay? So here in this chart, folks, you see the ground beef. There's a cost of ground beef in the United States of America from 1991 to 2026, okay? Look at that. Where it was in 1995, 96 was $2, right? And here it was $5.20 in 2019, it's $5.16 in 2021, and now it's how much? Wow, almost $9. That's inflation because government keeps borrowing and spending, okay? How about rent that you American people are paying? It used to be $27 for median monthly rent in America back in 1940, okay? By year mid-80s, it was $243, okay? But 2016 was $959, and now it's over $1,500. Is your wages going up as much as this is going up? Your business profits? I don't think so, okay? So how about U.S. housing, okay? Home prices, okay? Look at it from 1890 at the bottom left, okay, to 1940, okay? Prices went down, okay? We had efficiencies in the system, okay? But what happened after World War II? The cost of housing kept going up. And look how high it is 2025 record prices because of government spending, government printing money, okay, to just get rid of the debt by printing money and more money, chasing same number of goods. That means price of the goods goes up. It's very simple, basic math, okay? Here is Trump. Promised. He ran on being king of debt in 2016, saying he would eliminate national debt in 8 years. That's what he claimed. Yeah. And here it is, folks. This is Fox News. I'll tell you about that, okay? You know, so we got to get rid of $19 trillion in debt. Trump said it a few months prior to campaign trail during an interview with the Washington Post. When asked how long it would take, Trump responded, I would say over a period of 8 years. Yeah, well, not only that didn't happen, the debt even went up even more so, right? It's more than doubled already under Biden and the second Bush administration, okay? And Elon Musk, here it is, came out in May of last year, 2025, said that he was very disappointed by Trump's big, beautiful bill and what it means for DOGE, okay? Because it was not, beautiful. He says, I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing. And I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. That's right. It's a big bill, but not beautiful. What happens is contractors that suck in your money into their pocket, then they go lobby the congressmen to fund those contractors again and again and again, and they use that money to fund election of the congressman again and again and again. Want to run for office? You need money to get your name out there? the contractors, they say, if you don't do our bidding, we are going to give the money not to you to run for office, to your opponent. So politicians are captive, owned by the people that they're funding, okay, with your hard-earned money that you badly need for yourself and your family, okay? So, and here's Elon Musk ask a question. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? And guess what? Over 80% said yes, right here. Okay? Less than 20% said no. Do you feel the same way? I sure do. But until then, what can you do about it? Here is the solution. You can do something right now about this. So here it is. Learn about your rights and your freedom. You can restore freedom and never again voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely guaranteed. All you have to do is seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free at freedomlawschool.org. There you'll see on our website you can join a tax strike like it's 1776, and that based on the U.S. government's official legal websites, no law requires 99% of Americans to file pay income and payroll taxes, okay? So this is something that you can all do, folks, okay? Very simple. You click on Start the 7 Easy Steps to regain your power and freedom. Right there, the gold bar. And it takes you right there, step 1. Follow the law. You see proof for yourself. It is 10-minute video why no law requires 99% of you to file and pay income and payroll taxes, by the way, okay? So then you go to our website, free yourself from withholding. Stop your employer from stealing your money, give it to the IRS, and the money's stolen on your paycheck. You have to file a 1040 confession, slavery form, to get a little bit of that stolen money back. Why? Just stop the stealing in the first place by your employer right here at freedomlawschool.org. On the right here, third item is free yourself from tax withholding. It's available to all you for free. Then you got to stop filing those 10 for income tax confession trap forms. Stop putting a rope around your own neck, because that is how you give the IRS to rape you. Because when you sign and file a 10 for income tax confession slavery form, you state under oath that you owe the IRS money. It is not automatic. You owe nothing to the IRS automatically because your boss or somebody gave a W-2 or 1099 form to the IRS about the money they paid you. Okay? You are deceived by HR Block, okay, your accountant, CPA, okay, tax attorney, to put the rope around your neck and confess to all the IRS money, which you're going to stop doing from now on. Be free, okay? Then you got to realize that they use deception with the help of a corrupt major media to have you be afraid to be free. That's right. Fear is caused by ignorance. You have the power. There's a lot more of us than them. Ours is a failing organization, okay? You don't need to be Dorothy and their friends, okay? You can stop the brainwashing. That is why people are paying income tax. We can deprogram you with the truth at freedomlawschool.org. So then you're going to realize, oh, the IRS is based upon deception and bluff. And you're going to be free because your mind is free, okay? And you can stop paying tribute to the beasts, okay? You don't have to worship and be afraid of them because they really don't have the power that you were brainwashed to believe that they have over you. Question authority. Write to Congress members. We get these petitions for free at freedomlawschool.org. Say, look, here's a law, spelled out, quoted, listed, attached, even highlighted for the lawmakers to read, the Congress members. If I'm wrong and I owe income tax, simply show me. Otherwise, I'm not going to pay you thieves. You better talk to congressmen along with you to stop this ripoff of the American people en masse, okay? And then, go folks, you got to recognize that the IRS is really not this Godzilla they made out to be. It's a fireless, toothless lizard. Okay, I beat him in court myself. Our students have beat him. None of my students have gone to prison. Not one who stopped filing and paying income tax with Freedom Law School and stayed with Freedom Law School following our procedures has ever gone to prison, nor has the IRS taken their paycheck, bank account, or business or property. Period. That's a record of over 2 decades long plus. Okay, so and this is optional. A Restore Freedom Plan for those of you who have an attitude, a mindset of America's founding fathers. You can stand up for freedom and be free if you get together like the founding fathers did. This option is available if you want to do that. Here you have a guarantee, if you like. The IRS will not take any of your stuff whatsoever. Okay? It's all for you to keep. All you gotta do is contribute and become a member of the Restore Freedom Plan. The details on our website. And then tell everybody about us. Step 7, okay? Be a modern day Paul Revere and share freedomlawschool.org with anyone you know, family members, friends, co-workers, on your social media pages, okay? Share it out there and we'll pay you for spreading the truth and having America and our families being restored once again to greatness when they're armed with the truth and the law. But it all starts with you. You have to educate yourself first. So what you do is, these videos you see on freedomlawschool.org, put them on your cell phone, in your car, you go to work, shopping or errands, whatever you do, let it play. Listen while you watch the road. Or when you're washing dishes, doing around stuff, around the house, whatever. Getting in the morning, you're brushing your teeth or shaving or whatever you're doing, let it play. Listen. At lunch and dinner this time, you play it again, watch, and listen at the same time. Now you can verify that you don't need to be afraid of the IRS. Verify why there's no law requirement to file pickup tax. Verify why you should not put the Roper 1040 form on your neck and make yourself a slave. Okay? And be free with peace of mind and confidence that you want to have, that you need to have. So with that, people, I give you my love. I wish you the best. I want you to be free and prosperous, but I cannot do it for you. I can give you the information, but it's up to you. You got to go out there and listen to the truth. Seek the truth at freedomlawsuit.org, and the truth shall set you to be free and prosperous at the same time.